how you to complain that it's hard to be the man, but then also understand that being the man has value. They are linked. You cannot separate the two. It's a logic fail. If you love the idea of being that character you dream of yourself to be, then you should love the fact it's hard to become that man 'cause it means no one else can do it. I know that I've been through to become who I am, and I wouldn't trade a second of it, because there's also this massive juxtaposition which is so important for masculine happiness and contentment. I'll tell you the coolest thing about being rich. Remember when I was broke. It's only cool to sit there with my brother in the Nurse restaurant with Salt Bae being an idiot spending 15 G's and saying, "Do you remember when we didn't have a penny, 15 grand for dinner? We'd never had 15 grand in our savings account in our lives. Yeah, do you remember that time we were living off those 10p packs of noodles for 2 weeks? You need this juxtaposition. There is no light without dark. You will not appreciate your 6 back unless you didn't have one and you had to earn it. That's how the world works. You know what, Tate? Yeah, I agree, but you know it's hard, it's hard. Of course it is. Posed to be, and if you're not cut out for it, then often live in normal existence and die. Sit there. Let other men enjoy the spoils of being a man and die. If that's what you want to do, is just sit there and exist and then fade into history unremembered. That's your decision. People say that depression is stigmatized. It's the complete opposite. It's accepted now to the point where it's almost promoted. It's insane. Let me tell you something. Depression is not real. Feeling depressed is real. You can feel depressed, but you feel depressed, and that is a natural biological evolutionary trigger for you to change something in your life. That's your own mind telling you you're unhappy about X. If I went to jail today, I'd be depressed because I'm in jail. I don't have a disease. I'm just upset with my situation. I have people message me all the time. I'm fat and I can't get a girlfriend because I'm depressed. I'm like, no, pancake lover. You're depressed because you're fat and you can't get a girlfriend. Do you understand? For a lot of people, your life is depressing. A lot of you out there, if you're sitting there and you say you suffer from depression, you probably live a depressing life. You probably live a depressing life. So if I was you, I'd be depressed. But if you were me, you'd be happy. Do you know what could solve depression for most poor people? $1 million in the bank. So, how is it a disease? This absolute acceptance of depression and acceptance of weakness. When you accept anything, to a degree, you're promoting it. Weakness is promoted now in men. So, let's take Robin Williams as an example. Robin Williams killed himself, right? Famous. He could be banging 19-year-olds for the rest of his life. Multi-millionaire. Everyone loves him. How could he possibly kill himself? I'll tell you why. Because when he walked into the therapist's office and said, "I feel depressed," the therapist said, "Okay, here's some mind-altering drugs. Start taking these for the next 10 years. If I had to take my mind-altering drugs and talk about sad for 6 hours a day for 10 years, I'd kill myself." But if he would have walked into the therapist's office and the therapist said to him, "You're Roman Williams. There are people in the world with no food. There are families in Syria. There are school buses being bombed in Yemen. There are people who lost their entire family in a car crash today. You're Robin Williams and everyone you love is in perfect health. You're a selfish idiot. Get out of my office. You'd still be alive today. The cure made it worse. And this whole society of accepting depression, as soon as someone's depressed, instantly go to them, "Oh, poor you. It's okay, we know you can't help it." You can't help it. Why are you telling people they can't help it? Why are you reinforcing that mindset in people? If you come to me and say you're depressed, I say, I will fix you. And you know what's crazy? When I said this depression thing wasn't real, Do you know how many people stuck up for depression? You don't understand. I'm depressed. Depression's real. I was like, if it's so horrible, why are you defending it? You sound like its PR team. I thought it was ruining your life, but you are desperate for me to believe in it. You want me to believe in it. You're sticking up for it. You're defending depression. Try to convince me it's real because it's your cure-all excuse for failure. I fail at everything, but I'm depressed. It's not my fault. No, you're a failure 'cause you're not trying very hard. If you live in a house, I say this all the time, this is the reason I don't believe in depression, because I don't believe in depression. I cannot become depressed, no matter what the worst thing that could possibly happen to me on earth. I will feel sad, but I will recover and I will not become depressed 'cause I don't believe in depression. If you're in an old haunted house, you have two people in two haunted houses. One believes in ghosts and one doesn't. You hear some noise in the night. The wind blows, right. The man who believes in ghosts is like, oh no, a ghost. Now he's scared. He wants an exorcist. He can't sleep. He's scared about ghosts. He's paranoid. The guy who doesn't believe in ghosts goes, win whatever, and goes back to sleep. Do you understand that it's the belief that gives it power? If you don't believe in ghosts, the ghost can't hurt you. If you don't believe in depression, you can't become depressed, and I refuse to believe in something that's going to weaken me. Why would I believe in something that's going to weaken my ability to deal with problems in life? Why would I do that? I'm temporarily immortal. Do you understand? I'm temporarily immortal, and I'm not going to waste my living years believing in things which take hour from me, 'cause I'm not an idiot. So if you're going to sit and go, depression is real. Actually, you don't understand the problems I'm going through. And the great thing about morons is as you lose, there's no light without dark, right? There's no joy without pain. For me to be a winner, there needs to be loser. But you're not going to convince me to join your way of thinking. The last thing anyone who's watching this, I want you to understand the last thing you should ever do is adopt the thinking of someone who is sad. Why would you want to think like the sad person? I'm sad and I'm semi-suicidal. You should have the same views and beliefs as me. Depression, it ain't real. There, I've just been blown out of the water. It's not real. You can come at me and say whatever you want. It's not real. I do not believe in things that take away power from me. I only believe in things that make me more powerful as an individual. Feeling depressed is real, but being a depressive or having depression is something else. I accept that if I do feel depressed, or I do feel sad, or I do feel negative, which is actually very rare for me, but if it does ever happen, I understand I'm human, and it's the emotion I'm going through, and it will pass. People who have depression believe that they have a disease that can't be fixed and can't be cured. You are handing your power away. You need to at least believe you have some degree of control. The idea, I believe, that if you feel depressed, something is depressing you, and you should try your best to fix it. You should take control of your life and do your best to fix it. They don't talk that. They say depression like it's this magic thing that comes out the sky and it gets in your brain. You're sad no matter what, and there's nothing you can do about it, and you need to only take pills, and that's a bad idea to subscribe to. But if you start to feel depressed, let's say your girl leaves you and you start to feel depressed, you're now going to start diagnosing yourself as clinically depressed. And it's amazing how you can speak things into existence. I talk to people all the time like, oh, I'm unhappy. I'm depressed. And I'm like, stop saying it. You're happy, my friend, because you're talking. If you're truly unhappy, you don't talk. Think of the last time you lost a family member. The first thing you did is you sat in silence for half an hour. If you're running your mouth down the pub about being unhappy, you're attention-seeking. That's what you're doing. I absolutely refuse to take my own power away. There are so many things in the world trying to kill us. Like you got enemies. You got people on the streets with blades. You got bacterias. I've got enough enemies. Why am I going to take my own power away? Why would I not adopt the mindset that makes me the most capable predator I can possibly be? Why not adopt the mindset that makes me as competent and as fearsome as possible? I don't believe in depression because even the belief in and of itself, when you feel depressed, you'll start to consider maybe I have depression, then you go see a psychiatrist and they want you on pills. It's the belief that goes down the spiral. If I feel sad, I go, I'm depressed today. I'll be fine tomorrow. A lot of people are pretending depression is why their life is, when in reality their life is which is why they're depressed. I believe that the number one cure for depression for 99% of people on the earth is $10 million. You find me someone depressed in the ghetto in Glasgow, and let's give him a ton of money and watch his face light up. You haven't got disease. You're unhappy with your surroundings. You have to have ownership of everything good that's ever happened to you and everything bad that's ever happened to you. I have complete ownership for the fact I was cancelled. They're lying about me and they're talking, but I own it and I took responsibility for it, and I sat there and I took absolute accountability and I thought, okay, how can I turn this in my favor? And I beat them. I get this all the time. People say, oh, my girl left me. Why? Oh no, she just left. What do you mean you don't know? Oh, because she wanted. If you think long enough, you'll realize it's because of you. You can sit and say what she did and what she wanted, blah, blah, blah. It's because you couldn't keep her, so it's your fault and you're not self-reflecting, and then you're going to go into your next relationship, and because you didn't self-reflect and you haven't grown, you haven't done anything, guess what's going to happen? She's going to leave you again. You're as competent as possible if you believe absolutely everything that's happened to you, whether good or bad, is completely your fault. When you tell the world that depression can't be solved, what you're doing is absolving yourself from all responsibility. I no longer have to stand up and work hard and try and be something because it doesn't matter how hard I work because I'll be depressed anyway. They're there being ignorant on purpose to avoid the doing the hard work. That's all it really is. Every single person watching this, go look in the mirror. Do you deserve to be happy? Look yourself in the eye. The answer is probably not. You don't deserve it. Everything in life that is valuable must be earned. Peace of mind must be earned. Happiness must be earned. When I look at the lives of people who tell me they're depressed, I look at them and think, you know what, if I was you, I'd be depressed, 'cause your life is but whose fault is that? And what they'll do is they'll try and outsource it. Well, I had a bad start, or this happened to me, that happened to me. Suck it up, buttercup. Happens to everybody. If you're the kind of person who deserves a good life and work their ass off and genuinely wants it and tries very hard, guess what you get 99% of the time? A good life. The thing that makes a good man is that he does what he doesn't want to do. He doesn't want to work and he works anyway. He doesn't want to get up, he gets up anyway. That's the whole point of it. We didn't want to die in the Titanic. Guess what happened? We died in the Titanic. So when a man sits there and says, oh, but you don't understand, I'm struggling with motivation. If you are struggling with the motivation to be a winner, then stay a loser. Don't care. For me, happiness is not a good indicator on how life should be lived. Happiness to me is a super interesting concept because when people come to me and say, I'm not happy, I say, why should you be happy? Who told you you should be happy all the time without working for it? Happiness is at the top of a mountain somewhere. You ain't been anywhere. You haven't even climbed it. Happiness is the number one thing that must be earned. And I'll tell you that my happiness is based on very real-world achievements. I couldn't be happy if I was broke. I couldn't be happy if I was obese. I couldn't be happy if I was lonely. I couldn't be happy in those scenarios, so I made sure none of them scenarios came true. I have earned my happiness via hard work, and every single guy who hasn't got it probably doesn't deserve it. The universe is very giving and very fair. People seem to think that the world is unfair, and those are all the same people who tell themselves they're unlucky. I believe God is a very giving being, and that thing the world all in all generally balances out and is pretty fair. If you're the kind of person who deserves a good life and works their ass off and genuinely wants it and tries very hard, guess what you get 99% of the time? A good life. The universe is pretty fair and pretty balanced. I've yet to meet somebody who gets up every day, does what they're supposed to do, works hard, goes to the gym, makes her money, looks after it, is sensible, doesn't blow it, etc., etc., who then fails. You may want something, but you certainly don't deserve it, and that's why you don't have it. As a man, you have a burden to performance. You, as a man, you shouldn't be waking up going, how do I get happy? As a man, you wake up and say, okay, how do I perform? You know, and happiness will come at the end of the performance anyway. You're unhappy with your life and you're depressed. I don't expect you to be popping pills and laying in bed. I expect you to give me a huge list of everything you're achieving per day, you know. But people are told the opposite. No, you feel depressed. That's wrong. You should be happy anyway. Take the pills, stay home, take some time off, complete garbage. You're depressed. Okay, get up, go for a run. Let's get a second job. You can outrun depression. Happy or sad, the push-ups must be done. It's called duty, it's called honor, it's called pride. The most ironic thing about all of this is that if you don't prioritize happiness and you prioritize feeling proud of yourself, you end up happy by extension. If I would have chosen to try and be happy, I would have never ended up happy. This infantile mindset that we're all supposed to be like we were when we were 3 years old and something shiny laugh, all the time run around in circles, a cardboard box. We're grown-ups and we have responsibilities, and you don't necessarily have to be happy to perform, especially if you're a man. Here's how to really cash in on this year. Number 1, get serious. Life is serious and we're dealing with some serious matters here. We're not here to entertain, we're here to instruct, we're here to grow, we're here to learn, we're here to get the best we possibly can. Life is serious, the future's serious, it's serious whether you win or lose. It's serious whether you succeed or fail. Matters of income are serious. Matters of supporting your family serious. Are you serious? Why, we got a serious matter here to discuss, and I want you to take on that serious tone. Take your own future serious. What you can do for your family. Take it serious to have the best year ever this year. Don't miss the opportunity to learn. Take a good key phrase home. Use it in your training. Don't be lazy in learning. Get smart. If you've had a bad week, just sit down and ponder that for a while. See if you can't pick up some ideas from a poor week and then make a better week. This is called the possibility for life change. Starts with education. Don't be lazy in learning. Don't be lazy in learning from your own experience. Learning is the beginning of wealth. Learning is the beginning of life change. Just because you've listened to those millionaire tapes one time is no sign you've got it. I'm asking you to listen to them over and over. I'm asking you to dedicate yourself to a new level of learning. Never let it be said you didn't learn. If you want to solve your problems, you got to learn. If you want to take advantage of an opportunity, you got to learn. The same wind blows on us all. The difference in where we arrive at the end of the week, at the end of the month, at the end of the year, is not the wind that blows, but what's going to make the major difference. Each person's personal philosophy that sets a better sail, sets a better sail. Don't ask for better seed and soil. All you got is what's available. Wherever you've come from in your country, the economy you got, that's all you got. The key is to set a better sail and turn what you've got into the miracle of your future. Here's number 3, get going. You got to get going. You got to take action. Could change, should change, don't change. You're on the wrong track. Don't let neglect destroy your days, destroy your life, and destroy your future. Go back and do what you can. You got to take care of the small disciplines before life will give you a chance to handle the more complicated disciplines. And do not neglect them, and do not disregard them as being trifling. Everything matters. Everything's important. Go for the disciplines, the smallest of disciplines, the least of disciplines. If you'll be disciplined when the amounts are small, we'll make you a ruler, give you a position of authority when the amounts are many,